Hey all and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how to convert a simple checkbox into this slider only using HTML and CSS. Let's get started. Alright, now we have opened our code pen right here, and as you can see on our HTML side of things, or HTML file, I have only put an input tag followed by its type, which is checkbox, right here. And that's the only tag that we are going to write in the HTML, and rest is going to be all written in CSS. We're going to convert this into a nice slider. Alright, starting off with our CSS file, I have commented out a color here, and don't worry, that's just for the background of the slider. And here I have normalized everything using padding and margin to 0, and on the body side of things I've given a height 100 ph for centering everything using display flex, and then given a background image which is used for creating this gradient effect, followed by linear gradient to bottom right, which means to right here, and then the two colors. Alright, with that out of the way, let's start styling our input. So let me just write input, and then it is become bigger. Alright, let's just write input, there we go, and give it an appearance of none. Alright, appearance of none, which means the checkbox style that is predefined in the HTML tag is gone, and we are not free to make our own input tag. And I'm gonna start things off with a height, or actually width, of 140 pixels, and then height of 40 pixels or 30 pixels, and then height right here, and then give it a background of RGBA, which means RGB, red, green, blue, and then alpha value, which is for transparency effect, and I will show you why I use that in a second. So 255, which is the maximum value, 555, and here also 255, so it's going to be white. There we go. And also I'm going to give it a transparency of 0.2, which is the opacity. There we go. Now its opacity is gone down. Let me just give it a width of, not a width, but a height of 60 pixels. There we go. And I am going to give it a border radius of 50%, or actually a 30 pixels, which is the maximum value. There we go. We have nice curved edges, and for now I'm gonna give it a 0.5 transparency so that we can see it more clearly. Alright, now this side is all set and done, and the next thing we need to do is the slider circle inside of here, and for that I'm not going to use extra div because it increases the tag number, and frankly we don't need it. So I'm going to use a pseudo class selector, which basically adds a class using CSS, and then give it a before tag, or a before class selector, so that the circle comes before this element. So right now I'm going to use content and then give it a semicolon. A quotation mark, which is just for, saying, which is just the way of saying, hey CSS, I got a new element here, pardon me. That's basically it. I hope you understood that. And then give it a position absolute so that it should move everywhere freely. Weird. Alright. And then I'm gonna give it a height of 40 pixels and width of the same. And then a background of white. And also oh, the background color spelling is wrong, so BRGRO. There we go. We have a nice square here. Actually, it's not nice. We need to make it nice. For that, I am gonna give it a border radius of 30 pixels. Right now it's also circle, and then give it a nice little margin of 5 pixels. There we go. Now it's nicely centered. So we have a circle and also our input finished. Now we need to specify all the actions concerned with this. But for that, I want to give a bulk shadow to both input and input before. For that, I'm going to use input, comma, input before, and then give it call brackets, and then I'm going to give this a box shadow of 0, 0, which is the x and y offset, and then a 5 pixels hashtag 444, which gives it a nice little, a bulk shadow. Alright, now the next thing we need to do is the circle movement, and also the color. So let me do the color first. So input checked, which means when the tick comes out, that means the checked in input tag, and then we will write, let's say, color, actually background, I always get the spelling wrong, sorry, and then just copy this RGBA value, copy and paste. There we go. Alright, whenever we check it, it's gonna disappear and appear, the green thing, and the animation is not smooth right now, and we will fix that later. And the next thing we need to do is just copy it and then paste, and when the input is checked, I need the before class to be changed, so 2 colons and before, and here I'm gonna translate it, and since I'm gonna use the x-axis, I'm only writing 10 pixels right here. We can write 0 pixels, but we don't need it because the CSS already understands it. So let me just increase it to 10 pixels. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright, it's working, but we need to decrease the value here. Alright, so maybe 80 will be nice. Alright, 80 is perfect. And the only thing right now we need to do is give it a transition of 0.3 seconds. Let's see how it works. There we go. Now it's working perfectly. And let me just decrease the RGBA value. Right, now it's looking great. I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned something new on the way. Until the next video, goodbye.